Hi, I'm Tracy,
And I'm Rachel, and together we are
the Nobodies.
just a couple of gals you've never heard of sharing what they know so far.
Hopefully, the little we know ends up helping you a lot.
But
Okay, but before we start, I have a true confession.
uh-oh, tell us.
I try to match my coffee cup to my outfit every day. Is that weird?
Oh my goodness, you must have a ton of cupboard space.
No, really same thing every day.
Oh my goodness. That helps. That helps. Okay, so let's talk about grocery delivery and curbside service. It's definitely something that everyone's using more these days than probably we ever have before. And the truth is, it's nothing new. It's been around for a long time, but certainly with the new restrictions, people are taking advantage of it more. Have you used it before? Is this something
I
you?
have. I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I have known what I've noticed is that, first of all, preparation really is the key. And this is with the key back in the days of when you would have to go to a bunch of different stores to go shopping, right?
Right.
What I noticed is that if you keep a running list of all the items that you need, it certainly helps cut down on the amount of stores that you have to go to, or in this case, the stores you have to order from. So keeping that running list, I do it in an app um, on my iPhone. I think the one that I use is just called Shopper, which is really nice. And you can organize things according to stores, according to aisles, according to
Ooh, nice.
items. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's really nice. So what about you? What do you use?
For some reason, the digital thing just doesn't work for me on this subject, and I've had to really put forth a lot of effort to get organized on this because that was
Mhm.
never my deal in the past.
Yeah.
But I just have a big whiteboard in the kitchen, and so the second I run out of something, I write it down, or when I'm meal planning, just write everything down on that whiteboard, and then go from there.
There you go. You're old school. So
I'm old school.
yeah, and that works. Honestly, it's whatever works for you. So choose one. And then what do you do when you actually in the days when you went to the store, what would you do? Would you bring the whiteboard with you or would you transfer that?
I would take a picture of it.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. See, I'm technology. So you are using technology just in a different way,
Yeah, yeah, in
like
my
your
own
own
crazy.
kind of homemade app. Okay. Awesome. Next thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is downloading the apps from the retailers where you shop. And pretty much everybody's got an app these days. And they'll list such things as the items that are on sale. They have digital coupons. They keep track of like your frequent shopper card. So if you're doing things like earning points or anything like that, it keeps all of that together. So that's really handy. And then within that, you can keep track of such things as items that are on sale, coupons that are expiring, so that way you can keep yourself nice and organized and keep all of that together. So that's really handy. Usually they're free, usually. And they also within that app is how you're able to schedule your pickup times if you're going to do curbside pickup or delivery service for that matter. So it keeps all of that nice and organized for you. So
Awesome.
when you do your delivery service, do you use their apps or is that what you're doing?
I'm sometimes, yes.
Okay.
If
And
I'm not using Instacart.
okay, very good. And we'll talk about Instacart here in a second. One of the other things that I noticed that was really helpful back in the days when I was actually going to the store more often was trying to limit my trips to more like a monthly or just biweekly, twice a month. So that way I wasn't having to go every single week. At least, yeah, to all those different stores. So, but now what you're able to do is you can coordinate your pickup times. So instead of what used to be like running all over and then spending the time shopping, you're kind of still just running all over, but you're just going from parking lot to parking lot. So if you can coordinate those pickup times, then you can get all of that done in one day instead of each day having to, leave the house and go
Right.
take care of that. Unless you're just looking for something to do and get out of the house if you're getting cabin fever, like a lot
That's
of people
true.
are right now.
It's a
But
pretty safe way to get out. Go take
yeah,
a drive.
it is.
Don't
It
touch
is.
anybody.
Absolutely. So one of the things that you want to, in order to help you limit your trips, is when you're keeping an eye on those ads, you're stocking up on sale items, so that way you don't have to keep going over and over again, making sure that
Definitely.
you're making use of the coupons that they have, keeping an eye on when those expire. And sometimes some apps, some stores are letting you use coupons multiple times. So for instance,
Ooh.
Kroger, that's one of the things they're doing. They have this 5-time limit thing that they're letting you use it multiple times throughout the month. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Um,
deal.
yeah, it works out really nice. Yeah, go ahead.
I like to kind of plan. So I'm pretty a flexible person. So sometimes I'll just kind of plan my meals based on looking at the sale items. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, what can I stock up on? What can I fix? And then sort of maybe if it's something that's on sale that's perishable,
Hmm.
if I'm gonna get that,
Seasonal.
plan that earlier, to eat that earlier in the week or the month or whatever,
Yeah.
however long I'm going.
Yeah.
Or to even, sometimes you can stock up on perishables like vegetables and just cook them all up and freeze them.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And if you're not, even if you're, what I like to do is for some of my items that I can also eat raw, I freeze them and then use them for smoothies. So you stock up on it, and that's a good way
Oh,
to get all that produce out of there. So
love
again,
it.
limiting your chips, but taking advantage of the sale time. So most stores these days have their own curbside service and their own delivery that they're offering. But one of the big ones that's sort of kind of the broker, I would call them, the broker for all of these places now is Instacart. And I didn't have Instacart before. They have been around, but it wasn't something that I was taking advantage of until the pandemic started. What about you? Are you using Instacart?
I'm using Instacart now. Yep.
Yeah. So right now, at least last I checked, they were doing a $99 membership for the year, which is at a bit of a discount because when they first started, I remember it being a little bit more.
Oh,
Yeah. So maybe as a result of current events, they're offering it at a discount, realizing that more people are signing on. Having said that, on top of that, you do have a service fee. But if you have part of their membership, that service fee is discounted, usually at about 50%. And then if you also have that membership, you can get free delivery once you order, I think it's $35.
35. Yep.
And then after that, it's free after that. So, and honestly, it's not that hard to get to $35, especially depending where you are. And they're adding to, they're really adding to the amount of retailers that are part of.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just checked out the app just the other day because I haven't signed up for the membership up
Oh,
to
okay.
now. And I think I'm ready to take the plunge now. I signed up like for the free trial. So it was like your free trial's ending. Do you want it or don't you? And I saw all the retailers that are on there, and that convinced me to go ahead and take the plunge. Totally worth it. Just based on my usage up to this point,
Mhm.
they were estimating I would save $200 a year. So if I up my usage with more stores, then definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And they do they do a nice job of having like this running total at the bottom of how much you've saved up to this point
Yeah.
by using their service. And one of the things they
Okay.
don't factor in it, nor could they, is how much you're actually saving by not going in and not doing impulse buying. So honestly, there's probably a ton to be like gained from that, I would have to say for sure.
That's
So
true.
some of the retailers, for instance, that they offer. So here, I'm in Arizona. They Kroger, Vons, Costco, even places like Petco. And I noticed they sent me an email just the other day. Sephora is one of the places that's now, yeah, which could get dangerous as well.
Yes, it
Just
could. Oh,
getting
please don't tell me
makeup
that.
at your, yeah, like beauty at your fingertips right away. Like wonderful, wonderful. So some of the cons though that I've noticed is that for some of the stores, they do charge a bit of a markup. The prices that you would pay in store versus the prices that you pay online through their app is a little bit of a markup. So you have to decide if that's worth it to you. And also, it does not connect to your shopper number, your frequent shopper number. So for places like Kroger, for instance, where I build up like fuel points for my purchases,
Right.
it doesn't connect. Yeah. So in that instance, I make sure if I care, I make sure just to then make use of the retailer's curbside service. And to be fair, Instagram also offers curbside pickup, like their own within the app. Then
Instacart.
at that point, yeah, the Instacart. Sorry, what did I say?
Instagram.
Did I say Instagram? Well, Instagram, you should be offering this
soon.
service. I can't imagine it won't be too long. So they offer their own curbside service. But then I start to think, like, why am I paying? Because usually the retailer gives you the curbside service for free, but not always. And in fairness, I think they have started offering it for free since the pandemic. Like,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
Kroger was charging a $5 per shopping trip charge for them to do the shopping for you and bring it to your car. They've been waiving that fee since March. So probably just to keep people out of the stores. But and in fairness, a ton of retailers are doing their own curbside service these days, places like Michael's, Best Buy, Old Navy. And the only difference is that you don't get to schedule the time that you go. They let you know when to come pick it up. So as far as coordinating your trips, it's a little more difficult that way, but it works. It really works.
It works. It works. It can be a little bit of a pain when you want to just
go out once.
Exactly, when you're able to get in your jammies.
Yeah.
That's my biggest beef with it.
Well, you can do jammies from like the bottom,
That's true.
Really,
I'm always afraid, what if I get in an accident?
Oh, me too. Me too. Gotta just at least be like police report worthy, right?
Right.
But go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, one of the other downsides to using any of these services, which again, considering, the safety issues and everything, it's not a big deal, but you do have to be prepared for it, that, sometimes you can't pick out your own produce. You're trusting someone else with picking out things. You're trusting someone to find stuff. I know sometimes, they don't find stuff and I'm like, is the store really out or are they just giving up on finding this,
I've done that
so
too.
It happens and you have to accept it as part of the process and try to be kind and be patient with people and deal with it and be a good tipper too.
Yeah. And every once in a while, I've gotten a decent Instacart shopper who, within the app, you're able to communicate with them.
Yeah.
And you can do like an instant message. And every now and again, I'll get a text like, okay, they're all out of Roma tomatoes. How do you feel about vine ripe tomatoes, as an example. And then of course, every once in a while it's like, no, there's nothing we can do about it. And you just end up with nothing. So, but for the most part, my experience has been, especially, even with the delivery service, which is nice. They deliver it right to the door, which honestly is closer than I'm able to get it because I have to park my car in my carport, walk up the stairs and to get into the kitchen. They're able to deliver it right to the door that I need it. So honestly, it does save me a few steps as far as that's concerned. And so honestly, even after, I think one of the very, very few good things that's come of this potentially is this curbside service and the delivery that hopefully a lot of the retailers stick with it. Because I don't know if I have any reason to go back into the stores ever again. I think I might be done.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but all right. So that's what we know so far. Very good.
Hope it helps you.
Hope it helps you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next time. Bye.